Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. You're listening to Red Pill 78. The time is 8:59 Eastern Standard Time. And it's time, almost, in just one moment, for Saturday Night Livestream. Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to join me here on my little YouTube platform. I hope that everyone had a wonderful day. Real quick, before we get into everything, I've got to drop this word from my sponsor. Tonight's episode is brought to you by the Denas PCM6. If you head over to Pain Free with Red Pill 78, you can talk to Coach Jimmy K and learn how the Denas PCM6 can help you take charge and tell Pain to hit the road, Jack. Thank you so much to the people at Denas PCM6 for sponsoring the program this week. Do appreciate my sponsors. Thank you so much, guys. Hello, everyone. I see people from Michigan, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Denver, Florida, Missouri, Tallahassee, another Florida, Massachusetts, Texas, UK, Vancouver, Seattle, Texas again, Alabama, Charleston, South Carolina, beautiful Charleston, South Carolina, Seattle, Australia, all my friends from down under, so glad you guys are here. Greetings from Edmonton, Chicago, Russia, Ruski, London, Oxford, England, Alabama, Indiana. Oh, and it's getting too fast for me to even read, you guys, but keep throwing them up there. Good evening, everyone. So glad everyone is here with us. We're going to start out the show with a little something from my friend Methods, and this is a little ditty by an artist named Placeboing. I hope you guys enjoy, because this is a favorite of mine.
Trump, Putin, Russian collusion.
Trump, Russian sort of collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion. Trump, Russian metal collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, potentially collusion.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, collusion. Trump, Russian collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Russian hacked our election. Here comes a big change. Because all of a sudden, Trump, Russian, possible collusion, Russian collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion. Trump, Russians, collusion.
Collusion with the Russians. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Prove collusion. Prove collusion.
Was there collusion?
Absolutely.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Trump, Russia, potential collusion. Trump, Russia, potential collusion.
And the Kremlin and be in collusion with Putin. And the Kremlin and be in collusion and Putin. And the Kremlin and be in collusion with Putin. And the Kremlin and be in collusion. This president in collusion with Putin. And the Kremlin and be in collusion. This president in collusion with Putin. And the Kremlin and be in collusion.
All 17 intelligence agencies.
17 agencies.
17 of our intelligence agencies have confirmed.
17 different United States intelligence agencies.
17 of them.
Alrighty then. So I saw a comment a moment ago, someone saying something that I can be taken to court for speaking my opinions here. I'm not making any claims about anyone. Anything that I say is opinion and speculation, and I'll just have to remind everyone of that if that's something that you don't understand. I read the news, and then I give my opinions on it. It's called commentary. People do it all the time. So, the investigation is over. Oh, I should also mention, you guys, Methods got retweeted by James Woods today. It wasn't actually like a retweet. Like, he took Methods' video and then put it into a tweet. So, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Moving on up there, Methods. So, what's going on in England today, you guys? We got some stuff happening. Let's see. It was told to us earlier by our favorite Anon that Theresa May was on her way out. Something's happening with Theresa May. There is a full-force coup taking place in England. I need to say thank you very much to Patricia Furlong, who said, "So happy to have you here, Patricia. I'm happy to have you here. I want to thank you very much." Roger Sloan, checking in from South Carolina. God bless and thanks for the info. Thank you so much, Roger, for that super chat. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you both. Thank you very much. It still says 0 people are watching. Oh, no, there it goes. 1,117 are watching. That's pretty interesting. I like to hear that number. We've got over 1 million protesters join historic march for second referendum telling MPs give the decision back to the people. Let's see. Jeff Stewart also says winning. Dylan McConnell says still love you. C2C still incoming. That's right. That's right. So 1 million protesters. Let's take a look at this article about the 1 million protesters, and then we're going to bring my special guest in. And this is in relation to Brexit. 1 million protesters join a historic march for the second referendum telling MPs, give the decision back to the people. An estimated 1 million people staged one of the biggest marches in British history to demand a second referendum on Brexit and for the public to have the final say on the gathering crisis. The streets of London were clogged with protesters from across the country, urging politicians faced with the country's potentially crashing out of the EU in just 3 weeks' time to hand the decision back to the people. Love you, Cisco Lady Liberty. Aerial cameras captured the spectacular scenes of the vast throng winding its way to outside the House of Parliament to hear passionate speeches from MPs of all parties. Brian Stoner says, love the vids, brother. I appreciate your opinions. Roger, I appreciate, excuse me, Brian Stoner, I appreciate your super chat, and I appreciate you telling me that you appreciate my opinion, buddy. I would imagine, let's see, we are monitoring this line to find out if anyone would be stupid and make threats against anyone working for the United States. Allow us to do our job and go back to your conversation. Okay, Larry, why would any of us make threats against the United States? We all love America. Is there anybody here who doesn't love America, who does not want to see America brought back to her glory and to rule under the Constitution, this constitutional republic, to be saved from the people that have enslaved us for so long? I don't think so. I don't think so, Larry. So you go ahead, monitor this channel all day. You will never find someone in my chat on my channel who is anything less than a patriot. Jen M., I think you're inspirational. Good for you, patriot. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate that very much. So perhaps the most dramatic picture was the unfurling of an enormous banner with the pre-referendum words of David Davis, the Brexit-supporting Tory MP. If a democracy cannot change, it ceases to be a democracy. Among the speakers were Tom Watson, Labour's deputy leader, who called out Theresa May, saying, have a look out the window, Prime Minister. Open the curtains. Switch on your TV. Here are the people. Some in the crowd cried out, where's Jeremy Corbyn, the Labour leader, who was later revealed to be campaigning for his party ahead of local elections in Lancashire. Michael Heseltine, the Conservative grandee, used his speech to express contempt for Brexiteers wrapped in a Union Jack who invoke Winston Churchill for their cause. In insisting the wartime prime minister feared isolation, he told the crowd, I look back over 70 years of peace in Europe, 50 years of European partnership, parliamentary democracies working together with power based on a shared sovereignty, far in excess of anything any of us could achieve individually. Jeff Stewart says, God bless the USA. That's right. God bless the USA. We love America. We all love America, and that's why we're here. Lawrence Stoll, thank you very much for that super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. With just 20 days until the march came as the beleaguered prime minister fought for her political life while refusing to guarantee a third meaningful vote on her deal will take place because another thumping defeat looms. The march came as the beleaguered prime minister fought for her political life. I just read that. With just 20 days until the first possible exit day imposed by the EU, the Conservative deputy chair and the huge march did not tell us anything we didn't already know, although he acknowledged it was significant and important. A Tory MP called for a secret ballot of his colleagues to force out the prime minister, while others suggested she would have to resign if there was a further Brexit delay. Cabinet ministers on both sides of the divide appeared to be preparing to try to oust her if she pivoted to a softer Brexit, or if she refused to let the Commons attempt to. Bob Beckoning gave me a really nice super chat. Thank you very much. I did release the trolls, and you guys, yeah, go ahead. You can have fun with Larry. That's fine. I don't mind that. The only time I want people blocked is if people are in here shouting, vile, vicious things, making threats against people, or if they are using, let's see. Wait a second. Larry says, it's amazing how many people come out of the woodworks. They show they hate America like you hate constitutional law enforcement officers. Our officers work for the people, not the government. Larry, you're in the wrong channel, dude. Have you watched any of my shows? Have you seen, I'm Blue Lives Matter over here, buddy. All right. I think you may be in the wrong channel. None of us here are on the track that you think we're going to. But again, I only want people blocked if they are blocking. Yes, if they're using profanity, if they are spamming. You guys, some people actually slipsters. Maybe somebody's a little older and they don't realize that they're a boomer and they're trying to get a particular message out. But you guys, here's the thing. Be respectful in the chat. Know that each of these people are your brothers and sisters. We are all children of God, and we are all worthwhile. So if somebody is saying something crazy, then feel free to, have a poke a little bit of fun at them. That's fine. Yes. You are a constitutional law enforcement officer. My jurisdiction is to go after all elected officials, appointed officials, and employees. Okay. All right. That's cool, Larry. Go for it, man. Jen M says, can you please tell us again how to find that song, Jason Was a Gentile? Keep it up. So many depend on you. I put you on every social media I have. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jason Was a Gentile. You guys, I'm going to have to find that. I don't know where that is right now. I will tell you that Jason is going to be a guest on next week's show. So he's going to be here with all the information about his music. If you guys want to catch up on Jason again, make sure you're here next week. Thank you so much. All right. So I think we get the idea. Theresa May is in trouble. She is probably not going to survive this third Brexit vote because it's going to fail yet again. And Theresa May is going to be out. Who do you guys think? Do we have any people from the UK? I saw a couple of people in there. Let's see. Trisha Nordby, thank you so much for that super chat, my friend. I just saw that. Thank you very much. I'm going to put the this independent article into no word on the Mueller report yet, you guys. I was waiting all day for Barr to drop something on it. But he's dropped nothing. Barr has dropped nothing. Now, it could come while we are in the show tonight. It very well may happen. And if it does, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to go ahead and cover it. Ann Stansel says, love you all. Love Red Pill, Red Pill's mom, and Muffin, and all. Don't forget Chi-Chi. Don't forget Chi-Chi. You guys, my mom might call in later. We'll see what happens. But I hooked her up on Discord today so that, okay, Beanbags McBean. Can you tell us who you think the next prime minister is going to be if it's not going to be Theresa May any longer? I don't know. All right, you guys. So it's time to bring in my guest. We're going to call my guest Luke Slytalker of Luke Slytalker and the Force. I featured a song by Luke on this program several weeks ago. Luke is a good guy, and let's give him a call. Hopefully he's listening.
Hey.
Hey, Luke. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Excellent. Glad to have you here. What's going on tonight, Luke?
Nothing, man. Well, nothing more than usual. I mean, it's been a pretty crazy week.
It has. It's been extremely crazy. We've had lots of great information dropped on the boards. Plenty of activity everywhere. I've got the posts in front of me. Real quick, Roger Sloan says, this is for Larry, 2020 Dem ticket, Anthony Weiner and Eric Holder. Weiner Holder, hands on America. I love it. Oh, my favorite part, and this is what the show's going to be about tonight after you and I are done talking. But all of the reaction of the mainstream media oh my God, it's like everybody, Rachel Maddow's crying. I've got footage of Rachel Maddow crying. Actually, hold on, let me play that right now. Because okay, guys, here we go. Here is Rachel Maddow crying. Oh no, this is the wrong clip, but we'll listen to it anyways.
Oh man, you don't have sound going on it.
All right, so you might think that that was taken from one full season of Rachel Maddow's show. No, Luke, that was one program, okay? What is she going to talk about now? Oh, you guys, there was no sound? Oh, you're kidding me. Did you hear it, Luke?
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to tell you, but I was trying to stay quiet too.
Well, that sucks, guys. Sorry about that. I'll get that fixed here while Luke and I are talking, and we'll play it again. Okay. All right. So yeah. So tell us Luke. Introduce yourself to the crowd, because maybe not everybody saw the program where I had your song play.
Oh yeah, sure. So I'm Luke Slytalker. I'm a one-man band, but I'm kind of digging into some of this stuff, obviously, with everyone here. And so one of the reasons I wanted to come on today was to talk about like the ethics of digging. Basically, that was one, really important thing to me about not jumping to, accusations or even alerting the people that you're digging into them. Another thing I wanted to talk about was a music project that actually Severe is trying to do. And so I want to, help push that and help him get going with that. Produce some stuff for him and maybe even feature on there a little bit. And then, those are kind of the main two that I really want to hit on.
All right. So I know what you're talking about. So you were out digging around on some people who were connected to, what's her name? RC. We'll say
Yes.
RC. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, obviously you're out digging on these people. You don't want to alert them to the fact that you're on to them, and because you want to have the opportunity to go through and get that stuff.
Yeah, Art of War was, never interrupt your enemy while they're making a mistake. And they've posted all of these incriminating, terrible, heinous, these awful pictures on their social media for the public to see. And I have a little pet theory that I've been kind of kicking around for, literally almost a year now, which has to do with steganography. The deep state people use steganography. They embed messages and other data inside of images.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a communication device for them because they can post things on these normal message boards that, or whatever accounts they are, social media, and it looks like they're just posting something. But if you look at comments, every, third comment, fifth comment, whatever, on some of these weird pictures is just out of place. It's just strange. So we were looking into, these people and who these people are following. When Q says, be careful who you follow, it's not, it wasn't necessary. It's a multi-level warning. It's a warning to people, obviously, that are in this movement, but it's also a warning to the deep state people saying, hey, be careful who you follow, because we're mapping out connections right now.
Oh, you're totally right. I've thought of that before, but it's been a while since it was on my mind. You're totally right.
Yeah. So point being, someone ended up So what I did was I ran a script that scrapes, hundreds of social media sites and looks for specific usernames. You basically put in whatever usernames you want to look for, and it goes through and tries them all to see if an account exists with that username. So I did a bunch of variations of the RC name, a bunch of variations of this other guy, and came up with a bunch of lists of, hey, here's some possible sites. So I had posted those and asked for some help. Said, guys, this is too much for me to do on my own. So can we hive mind this, basically? And I had a bunch of people step up and do it. And one of the bad things was someone took it a step further and went and messaged one of these people and said, hey, we're looking at you. We know what you did, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, don't alert the person. And what if we're wrong? What if this person's totally innocent? So it made me take a step back and go, oh, we need to approach this a little bit differently.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. That's a very fair point. All right. So, keep in mind, we've got so many people here. There are going to be people who make a mistake. And,
of course,
so I'm glad that you brought it up. Okay, I got people saying no audio. If you have no audio, will somebody please tell everyone to refresh their screen? Hang on just a second.
I can hear you. Hold on.
Yeah. They might be at the part where I accidentally played the Rachel Maddow video.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I can hear you through my laptop. You're definitely, yeah,
definitely on the air. Definitely
correct.
on the air. All right. So, well, tell us about your project with Severe, bud.
So I've been, chatting with him for a little while because we have obviously a similar interest. And so I had told him, I said, dude, like, let's get something together. Let me produce some beats for you, and you put some music together, and let's make a project. And so he's kind of getting started on that. One of the things that I originally wanted with it was to dedicate any proceeds or whatever it was to General Flynn, but something that I haven't told Severe this, but this is something I want to announce and have help me push, would be he had recently lost his job, Severe.
Oh, okay.
So dude, this should be a project for him, in my opinion. Like, let's, literally lift him up, put him on our shoulders and help him. Like that's what we're supposed to do. Like, that's where we go one, we go all.
Yeah, that's a great idea. All right. So you want to put together other musicians that can produce stuff and get together kind of a benefit album. I mean, you guys make music, and I think you should be making money off of it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. I think a value exchange is totally reasonable. But there needs to be an understanding that, you're getting this value and this is expected back. But I get that. You go to a store, you pay money, you get a product. Like, that's simple. So I have no problems with that. What I think, though, is, let's support this guy. He makes good music. Like, let's let him live his dream. Let's let him, take a shot at it, because this might be the big chance that he gets to propel off into, to make this movement even greater than it is right now. Definitely.
Real quick, I just need to give a couple of thanks. I need to say, let's see. Oh, God, we got a bunch of people to thank. We've got Niece. She says, I love you. Or Nessie? I don't know how to say your name, hun, but thank you so much. I love you, too. Jason Sutherland says, get yourself a fat nothing burger on your buddy Q-Tips 45. Soon we vape, friend. Cheers, Patriots. Okay, I got a new vape today, Q-Tips. Let's see. Jen M says, play a song for us. Pam just gave a super chat. Thank you, Pam. Hey Jude says, hit that thumbs up button, folks. Everyone, please, if you could, hit the thumbs up. Please, if you're not already subscribed, then do so. If you haven't shared this on your favorite social media platform, then please do that. You guys, now we're going to hear a song from Luke's repertoire. Now, Luke, did you want me to put this? Oh, here's Luke's YouTube as well, guys. Luke also makes videos talking about what he's doing. There's a video of that script that he was talking about. Is there a particular song you want me to play, Luke?
You know what? Play the Russian Bots one, because this is one that I think would be. This is everything I do on there starts as me just kind of messing around on my guitar. I find, okay, this is a cool little, 4-bar, 8-bar loop. I chop it, I record it, I layer another instrument on it, I build a beat, and then I put vocals over it. So this is like a song that's, 70% done, and I want to add more people to it. So
oh, cool.
The Russian Bots one, I think, is a funny one that a lot of people could get behind.
All right. Do you want me to share this Google Drive in the show notes?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely. That way other people, they can download it if they want it. It should be public.
Okay.
I think because obviously if you could go to it, they can too.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I didn't know if this was going to link to your personal stuff or anything like that, so I didn't want to put it out there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got it covered.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to listen to Russian Bots from Luke Slytalker. Here we go. Oh, wait. Hey, my buddy Dennis Nathan Kane is here. Keep up the good work, brother. Thank you so much, D. I appreciate that.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. I really appreciate that, Dennis. Nate. And I think it's going to take a second for it to cycle up, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's got a download. All right, Jen, I love you. I love you as well. Awesome, thanks. Okay, shoot. It looks like maybe I'm gonna have to download it. Let's open with. No, I'm gonna have to download it to my computer, I think.
Oh man.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. And then once it's, ooh. hold on.
Here,
Now I got to add iTunes to my my looper.
Dude.
I know, right?
No way. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's no problem. Let me see. Add in iTunes. Okay, guys. If you can't hear this, please tell me.
I can hear it through here.
Oh, I can't hear it. That's crazy. Let's see.
I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. Bleep, bloop, blop, yeah, I'm a Russian bot. I'm a Russian bot, I get it all the time. I meddle in elections when connected in a line. Set up an intersection between your Facebook page and mine. Show you an ad now, I control your mind. I'm a Russian bot, I'm a Russian bot. My prime directive is affecting your democracy. Crappy, if you ask me. All your PAC funded man can take a back seat. Cause I'm a Russian bot, I spent a couple $100,000. And we can pick the man for president, damn. You got a PAC who would donate a couple mil, but that ain't as effective as a Russian bot still. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a Russian bot. I'm a bot, yeah, bot, bot, bot. What you thought, man? I'm a Russian bot. Bleep, bloop, blop, yeah, I'm a Russian bot. Russian bots, bots that are Russian. We fight the Cold War with a little Robitussin, yeah. Russian bots, man, no question. Don't even talk about the hack of Vault 7 or how the scribbleware can change the country or connection to frame your enemies. Yeah, now that's a cyber weapon. But I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a Russian bot. Nothing here to see, bleep, bloop, bot, B-O-T. If you need help, you can pay me, cause I'm a Russian bot, you can get one like me. I'm a Russian bot, I'm a Russian bot, yeah, that is what I said. You can find me on the dark web. Fire up your onion router, yeah, instead, and bring that work to me, man. Pay a little bread, cause I'm a Russian bot, I'm a Russian bot, yeah. What you thought, man? I'm a Russian bot. We're all Russian bots, couldn't never stop. What we do, man, we are Russian bots. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. Bleep, bloop, blop, yeah, I'm a Russian bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a Russian bot, yeah, I'm a bot. I'm a bot, yeah, I'm a bot. Bleep, bloop, blop, yeah, I'm a Russian bot.
Luke, I think you just got the best reception of any of the music that's been played thus far. Whoa, whoa!
Right on.
Oh, I started playing Magic Sword. I hope it doesn't shut my stream down.
I hope not too, man.
Yeah, that's a great song. I wish I could play that. Awesome. I love it, and everybody else loves it. If you want to find Luke Slytalker on Twitter, hang on, I will put your Twitter handle into the chat and everybody can find it. It's @Luke_Slytalker. Beautiful. There you go, guys. Go follow Luke. Luke, anything else you want to tell us?
No, man. Well, the one other thing would be, I want people to kind of band together and use the talents that they have to kind of, stand on the shoulders of giants, basically, to help further each other so that we can, accomplish more in a shorter amount of time. Like that's kind of the plan that I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that this music will obviously help alert some people to, hey, what's this all about? That's a good song. Cool. Let's look into what this, Where We Go One thing's all about.
Oh,
and
totally.
Then, get some more eyes on it, basically.
I completely agree. Now, in a post from just earlier, 3173. Someone said, all of us have been antsy for the hammer to drop, but we will remember this time. The time before we knew the next big scene. This is historic. And our favorite Anon says, the calm before the storm, ? What happens when a blockade threat is dismantled and removed? You'll find out, just like President Trump said.
So, I want to point one thing out.
Yeah.
The 28th, and 5 days from now.
Yeah.
That's the 17-month delta.
You're right. Oh my God.
Yeah. So remember what happened when he said, you'll find out. That was 23 days prior to the first drop.
Yes.
And then we've always had these 5-day countdowns, these 5-day this or that thing. So again, I think that in 5 days we have here, if you go back and look at some of the countdowns, you're going to see that the 28th is a significant date. And then also I'll put out there the 5th of April, and then also obviously the 5th of May. I think the 5th of April is actually going to be our done in 30, and 30 days from then is our 5-5 loud and clear, which means that the message has been out and people have been awakened.
Beautiful. I love it. I can't wait to be here for it. This has been a wild ride, and I could not be more pleased that I have been here to witness this.
Same here.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for joining us, Luke. Everyone say goodbye to Luke. Luke, I hope you have a great night.
Hey, thanks, you too. I appreciate it.
Talk to you soon, buddy.
Bye.
Awesome. Luke Slytalker. He's a coder. He's a musician. He's a digger. Hang on. Let me get rid of some of these things I just added to my my playlist here. All right. Yep, April showers, guys. April showers is going to come up here soon. All right, let me close down Luke's stuff here. And real quick, from my friend the Speaker 2018, here's a list of the incredible fails, the incredible fails the mainstream media has had since President Trump came into office. I'm not even going to read through them because they're a bunch of fails. But look how many. It just keeps going. But they can't do it. They can't break us. They will never be able to stop our president. I have a couple people I need to thank. T. Oh, there's White Hat. Hello, Red, and hello, Patriots. Crow Day. That's right. The mainstream media is eating crow. Does anybody know if Brian Krasenstein deleted his Twitter account? I'd really like to see that happen. Jen M says only one election from gun banning socialists. That's right. All right, guys, are you ready to hear the Rachel Maddow super mix? This is hilarious because this is all she talked about for the last 2 years. And now I don't know what she's going to be able to talk about from this point forward. Let's take a listen.
Russia, Vladimir Putin, Russia, hates Russia, Putin, Russia, Moscow, Russian, pro-Russian, the Russians, Moscow, Russia, Putin, Russia against us, Russians, Russia against the U.S., the Russians, Russian government scheme. The Russians, Vladimir Putin, Putin and Russia, Moscow, Russia, the Russians, Putin, Russia, the Soviet Empire, the second of the 20th century's great evils, communism, Russia, assault by Russia,
Putin despises the West in general and the United States in particular, the Soviet Empire. Russia. They're the adversary. They want to bring us down, the Soviet Union.
Russia.
Undermine the West, Soviet communism.
Oh, looks like my buddy God's guy is here. Buddy, good to see you. I hope Gina's here too. What do you guys think that Rachel Maddow is going to be able to talk about now? That supercut was taken from one single episode of the Rachel Maddow show. All right. That wasn't an entire season. That was one episode. Rachel Maddow has so much invested in this scam. Before we get on to all of the mainstream media crying and Rachel Maddow crying, did you guys see that our favorite Anon was quoted by a a Fox personality? A tweet was quoted on the Fox personality on Fox and Trends. As part of Fox News piece on President Donald Trump's free speech on college campuses executive order, Fox and Friends first reporter Carly Shimkus quoted a tweet from a popular Q Twitter account that shares information from the far-right conspiracy theory. Ooh, we are so far to the right. The president on Thursday signed an order that the White House says will help protect freedom of speech for all students on college campuses. The order was signed before a crowd of mostly conservative students. During her segment, Shimkus said she was reading from another Twitter user, and the image on the screen showed a screenshot of one posted by QAnon76. Do not, for 1 second, underestimate the significance of this executive order, reads the tweet. Thank you, POTUS, for reestablishing and preserving free speech rights for all students. Oh my God, you guys, my mom's here and she just left me a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mom. You are my sunshine, Mother. I love you so much. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. And that's a definite fact. Thank you very much. And God's Guy, I don't know if I just said hello or if I said thank you for the super chat, but thank you for the super chat, buddy. You guys, real Red Pill 78 mom, that actually is my mom. So if you want to say hi to her, I think she might call in. I don't know if tonight, but she's going to call in the future and we're going to talk to her. And you guys can hear her voice. Let's see here. Do not for 1 second underestimate the significance. There's God's girl Gina as well. Hi, honey. We are both here, God's Guy, and we love you. I love you guys too. Thank you so much for being here. While alerting followers that Fox and Friends first mentioned the tweet, QAnon76 asked if anyone had the video. Q followers quickly responded with a video, including the one that was posted by Twitter user John McClain and also published on Talking Points Memo. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Another Twitter user chiming in saying, do not for a second underestimate the significance of this executive order. Thank you, President, for reestablishing and preserving free speech rights for all students. So the president making sure that both Republicans and Democrats have the right to speak.
Do you see the faces of these Fox personalities looking back and forth? They're like, did we just show a Q personality on the air? Code Red Do Girl, another great show, Red. I am so glad you're here, Code Red Do Girl. Hawk Show says, don't let up. Keep fighting the good fight, brother. Thank you both for those super chats, guys. You guys are the best. Now, the executive order requires colleges and universities to support free speech from all students. Oh, is this still updating? Or perhaps risk losing federal dollars, according to RealClearPolitics.com. This comes in a day and age where conservative activists say they feel threatened, not just verbally, but physically. God's Guy says Jesus wants you to have this for being his hands and feet. Real news bringing sight to the blind. Thank you so much, Guy. Taking a drink of my water, guys. Catherine Hill just leaves a super chat. Thank you very much. You guys, I am so proud to be able to be here and to be able to bring you guys this news and to show you guys the truth of what's really going on out there, because if it was only up to the liberals and to the left of our government, we would never know any of this stuff. Many supporters of the executive order point to incidents like the one that occurred at the University of California at Berkeley in February. A Cal student who was recruiting for the conservative student group Turning Point USA got into a struggle with another person. No, he was sucker punched by this cowardly liberal student who wound up punching the conservative, according to UCPD. A physical confrontation ensued when one of the two men slapped the phone out of the victim's hand. The suspect then knocked over the table the victim was at, and the two men struggled over the phone. During the incident, the suspect punched the victim several times, causing injuries to the victim's eyes and nose. The suspect, who at the time said he should shoot the right-wing activist, was later arrested. QAnon has built a modest following, through social accounts like QAnon76, which has more than 160,000 followers, and through hashtags like Where We Go One, We Go All, which means Where We Go One, We Go All. Posts on those accounts lean heavily to the right and are mostly, almost without exception, pro-Trump. Melchizedek Bride says, when you sip water, it's sexy. Delicious. Cool, clear water. QAnon adherents believe Trump is quietly enacting a secret plan to undermine the deep state aligned against him, and that this plan will ultimately culminate in the mass arrest of complicit politicians and celebrities. Specific dates have been given at various times for this supposed event, which some dub the Storm or the Great Awakening, but it's never come to pass. Guess what, guys? It's coming. It is coming. And they know it, and that's why they are talking about it. Some believers have contended that the now closed Mueller investigation was actually a covert ruse by the White House to identify enemies of the Trump administration. Our favorite Anon's followers recently spread false claims that Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg had died and that her death had been covered up by Democrats with excuses that she was just taking time off to heal after surgery. Well, we still have not heard from our favorite SCOTUS. Former White House advisor Sebastian Gorka even shared this unfounded theory after the justice had returned to work. Philly MAGA says Schiff is hitting the fan. I'll tell you what, guys. Water is the best thing that you can possibly drink. People do not drink enough water, and you got to keep your body hydrated. You are mostly made up of water. It's necessary. Bottled water with chlorine poison. Yeah, bottled water is no good for you. I drink reverse osmosis filtered water. Brian K. said he is waiting for the SDNI to go through. Oh, Brian Krasenstein. It'll always be something. He'll push it back. He'll keep pushing it back. Let's see. This was from a post from yesterday. Actually, let me get that post. Red Pill Mom, God bless you and yours. That's from Jen M. Mother. Patty Patriot says, God-loving, America-loving, patriot family-loving, truth-loving, where we go one, we go all. Thank you so much for that magical number, Patty Patriot. I do appreciate that. Let's take a look here. I got to pull up the actual post so that I can read it. Oh, there was nothing accompanying this, but Aaron Moffat says, I love wine and water. There you go. Devin Nunez said this is the unraveling of the biggest political scandal in American history. Gornall's in Alaska says, what do you think Michael looks like without hair and nails? Oh, God. I don't even want to think about it. Probably something close to Ving Rhames. This began nothing more, nothing less than a Clinton-Obama operation with a bunch of dirty cops at the FBI and career Justice Department officials that were all part of it. Mom's looking towards the lighthouse just gave a super chat. Thank you very much for that super chat, my friend. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Devin Nunez because he's always on point.
My guess is it's probably going to be next week at some point. You know, we have no idea what's in there, of course, but I think what you're seeing tonight, Laura, is the unraveling of the biggest scandal in American history, the biggest political scandal in American history. I really believe what that is. I listened a little bit ago to what you were saying about the history of this, and I think people need to remember this actually likely dates back to late 2015, early 2016, and this began nothing more, nothing less than a Clinton-Obama operation with a bunch of dirty cops at the FBI and career Justice Department officials that were all part of it.
Okay, you guys. Apparently, the Mueller report has leaked 281 pages. This is from Mark Dice. It's on Scribd, so it could have been. I gotta show you guys. Oh my god. Look, you guys. My audio is all the way up, you guys. I can't turn it up anymore. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. All right, you ready? You ready for the Mueller report? It's classified. It's a nothing burger. It's 281 pages of nothing burgers. Mark Dice is king. Oh my god. 281 pages. Oh, Mark Dice is a genius. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, let's keep going. Let's see what else. Oh, Chris Wallace is crying. Oh, Chris. So many nothing burgers. Oh, and Pocahontas. Oh, God. Sorry, you guys. Sorry if I'm being loud. People keep saying I need to talk louder. Oh, God. This is hilarious. Jennifer Lowenstein, are you serious? BuzzFeed. Oh, God. Oh, God. AOC. Nothing burgers. So many nothing burgers. Oh, Donnie Deutsch. $25 million for this, guys. $25 million worth of nothing burgers. Absolute nothing burgers. How long do you think it took Mark Dice to make this? Oh, Tom Steyer. Tom Steyer can't even buy a nothing burger. Oh, look at this. Patriot named Gene says, thank you for taking my mind off of things. You're great. I had to put my Pomaboo down. 13. Oh, my gosh. A Patriot named Janine, I am so sorry to hear that. Everybody, say a prayer for a Patriot named Janine. There's nothing worse than losing your dog. Jen M says, what can they cry about now? Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I think they're going to find it very difficult in the coming days because they're not going to have anything to talk about. All right, so next, real quick, from my friend Mindfuhrer, a thread here. God's girl Gina says, priceless. That's right, priceless. Thank you for that super chat, my friend. So Mindfuhrer says, I may have found something, guys. In a recent dig into a woman named Brianna Lance, which we covered on my show the other night, pictured in the Drop 3150 with Rachel Chandler and Matt Rothschild, I came across the Freehand Hotel. I felt like something was off, but I couldn't place it. The Freehand raised 2 flags for me. Its marketing reminded me of standard hotels, and while digging on Brianna, my gut didn't like the logo for some odd reason. Then it hit me. Think mirror. Symbols. So here is the logo for the Freehand Hotel. Flip it that way, as if it was in a mirror. And what do you have there? A butterfly. MK, right here, guys. MK. MK, the symbols for the MK Ultra program is the butterfly. Monarch. Monarch. I see a mirrored butterfly. It's subtle, it's implied subliminally, but it's there. That's not an F. It's enough to convince me to dig a little deeper. I'm not going to click on this because, you guys, this is a logo that is used by sick people. But there's that monarch butterfly. Through the Lance dig, I had already become familiar with the Freehand NYC location, its artistic leanings, and some clientele. Pictured here are some of Brianna's paintings displayed there recently. The exhibit was titled False Icons. Some strange symbolism here. The unicorn, death, effigies of death, a squid or an octopus or something. And there it is again. Now, the Freehand Hotel LA was once housed the Owl Drug Company in the 1920s. There are ceramic owls, owls in the tile, owls in the wood, owls in the stationery, and room keys are owls. Freehand chose to keep the owl motif for the whole hotel in 2014, despite almost total renovation. We also know what owls represent, guys. There's that grove in California, starts with a B. The project team uncovered a host of long hidden features, including the original wood transom and at least one storefront dating back from the 1930s. They meticulously removed decades of old paint and incompatible flooring, revealing an original Owl Drug Company tile mosaic now visible in the dining room. They reconstructed missing pieces based on remnants and photographs, and they restored the original neon blade sign. Freehand Hotel Chicago, former Tokyo Hotel, den of crime and prostitution, features jazz trios and an event called Time and Space. The advertisement, December 13th, is of a saxophone player with a rabbit's head. That does look very similar to the standard hotel. They tend to do that over there, too. The Tokyo Hotel, located at 19 East Ohio Street, was a hotel at the near north side of Chicago, designed by architect Ralph C. Harris. It is 15 stories tall. It has 150 rooms. It opened in 1927 at as the Devonshire Hotel. Before it closed in 2013, the Tokyo was not aimed at tourists, but rather long-term residents and earned a reputation for being home to prostitution and criminal activity. In October 2013, the hotel was sold for $13.5 million to a real estate development firm. Following the extensive renovation, the building reopened in June 2015 as the Freehand Hotel. And finally, Freehand Miami recently hosted a celebration for Prada. Attendees included Kanye West, Venus Williams, Leo DiCaprio, Chloe Sevigny, and this man, actor, and designer Waris Ahulawayi. I don't even know how to say that, who has direct ties to Chandler, Abramovic, and Clinton. This photo was featured in the drops the other night. Let's see, this was also in the drops. We've got Chandler all over the place here. There she is there. There she is there. There she is there with former President Bill Clinton. She's there. She's there. She's also there. That's Marina Abramovic in the center. This guy was in the drops. I think this picture actually might have been. There he is again. Waris Ahulawayi. Q Essence says, enjoy the show. That's right. Thank you very much for that super chat. And who was wearing a rabbit mask? That was the jazz saxophonist. Thank you for that super chat, Jeanette. And Govna, exciting day today, brother. Boom. That's right. Thanks for that super chat, buddy. So funny. Here are some caps of the types of activities advertised at Freehand hotels. Very into the occult. I'd say moons, planets, meditation, palmistry, alchemy, all present. Freehand Hotels is owned by the Seidel Group, a company co-founded by a man named Andrew E. Zobler in 2005 and 2006 with billionaire Richard Burkle. Now, the Seidel Group has multiple hotels, including the Freehand chain, Nomad, Line, and the Ned, with properties in D.C., L.A., New York, Chicago, Austin, Las Vegas, Miami, London, and more. They have boutique, communal style, and cater to the art, music, model crowd. Pre-2009, Andrew Zobler and a man named Barry Sternlicht formed a partnership that considered buying standard hotels from Andre Ballas. Instead, Ballas and Zobler became partners for the next 3 years. Zobler helped Andre Ballas build standard hotels. And there is Andre right there with Marina Abramovic. And I don't know if you guys know who this guy, Terry Richardson. He's a creep. And there's Andre. Terry Richardson is a photographer who happens to also be an offender. It gets even better. Zobler is also closely connected to Jim Murren, the Kabbalist CEO of GM, that dumped his stock weeks before the Vegas incident, and is on the National Infrastructure Advisory Council for Homeland Security and donated MGM shareholder money to CAIR. Seidel Group and MGM are partners in a Las Vegas resort, Park MGM. Murren seems quite taken with Zobler's persona. They must know each other fairly well to receive a compliment like that. Jen M says, Trump says no one world order, not reported. I haven't seen that, but I would love to see him say that. Code Red Dewgirl says, hey, Red, we're one step closer to the downfall of the fake news and the rise of Red Pill 78, truther on mainstream. I love it. I love it. How cool would it be that I would love to be able to be on a show where everybody could see me. That would just be amazing, you guys. I would love to see that. Now, as of now, we have established links between Freehand Hotels, Seidel Group, Standard Hotels, Rachel Chandler, Waris Ahulawayi, Andre Ballas, Marina Abramovic, Jim Murren, and Andrew Zobler, a literal who's who of cabal elitists. Juliet, she says, I love this group, Red Pill. You bring in beautiful energy to you. You guys feel like my family. I'm glad that you're here, Juliet, because I think that we are a family on my channel, for sure. Take a look. Take a look. Marina Abramovic. She's the definition of evil. And there's Rachel. Now, once you factor in the symbols, the artwork, the owls, the rabbit heads, the occult leanings, and the histories of those involved, I think we get a pretty clear picture of what one might be going on here. What do you think? Is it my imagination, or did I stumble onto something bigger? Standard Hotel, look at that. It's upside down. Is that like as above, so below? The Freehand Hotel. The butterflies. Now, there's something else. What is this? Oh, look at that. Red shoes. Corey Michalisic says, Red Pill, I Twitter DM'd you something that should be brought up to the community. It's something an Anon wrote and makes some very good points. Okay, I'm going to pull up my DMs right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in. Somebody slid up into my DMs. Thank you for the super chat, Corey. Jack says, Russian collusion was a nothing wombat. Love from Australia. Thank you so much. And yes, it was a nothing wombat. Let's take a look at this thread. Let's pull this thread up. We'll read this next. Dad of twins. Oh, Methods, you are tagged in this. With the Mueller report now done, don't expend your ammunition on gloating to those who are counting on Mueller. Oh, great point. They were misled by the complicit mainstream media who will now feign shock and surprise. We'll watch the shock and surprise in just a moment. We, the digital soldiers General Flynn spoke about, have an opportunity to finally expose the corrupt fake media fully to those who were unfortunate enough to follow them. Don't let the MSM get away with their treacherous ways anymore. That's a wonderful point right there. Instead of going around and trolling the left and telling them, oh, you were wrong, tell them that they were lied to. Tell them that for 2 years, they have been lied to by the fake stream media. They were used. They were used and they were lied to. Now, do they want to know about the truth? Do they want to know what's really going on in the world? Then send them a link to my show. By using your history of videos, memes, and photos on the mainstream media attacking real Donald Trump, show the normies how they were misled. Use the facts and turn off the spin they put on every bit of propaganda they pushed. Our favorite Anon will deal with the accountability of Schiff, Comey, HRC, and the likes. Part of our job is to help make the red pill easy to swallow, as our favorite Anon put it. So here is a golden opportunity to be kind, compassionate, and humble, whilst bringing those who are beyond dismayed aboard. We are the news now. People are lost and looking for answers and truth, even if they feel crushed by Mueller's report not living up to the hype. You attack those who threaten you the most, our favorite Anon said. Those who believed in Mueller don't threaten us the most. It's the mainstream media. This is where those of us who aren't great with technology and being on the Chan boards can contribute to a better world. Excuse me. This is where those of us... Okay. We are stronger when we are one, not when we are divided. So I ask you, how can we all lead all of us to become one? It's quite simple. End the fake news narrative. There we go. Share that picture. Fake news only divides. Divided, you are weak. Together, you are strong. Where we go one, we go all. You hold the power, love and understanding to help and not hinder what Q, Q+, and the team are trying to achieve. When we are divided, we are weak. Wake up, people. See through their division tactics. People are pawns in their sick game of global domination. People are divided to prevent a rising of the people. People are divided and taught to fight themselves instead of the ruling class. Race versus race, religion versus religion, political versus political, class versus class, sex versus sex. When you are divided, you are weak. When you are weak, you have no power. When you have no power, you have no control. Stay strong, patriots. Stay united, not divided. You are what matters. You awake is their greatest fear. The Bakers, Chans, and Anons are perfect for the research they do. Yet, when you're in a war, there are many people that support those on the front lines. Medics, cooks, supply lines, engineers, communications, just to name a few. A lot of people say, well, what can I do? Anyone can throw a stone, but can you build a bridge instead? Be aware of what is good and evil, not who is left or right, black or white, what faith they are. That will divide you. Once you change your mindset, you can, instead of going to war, you can do that instead of going to war. You can reach out and help heal, build bridges of understanding and truth, and make the path easier for those who do not yet understand. The Mueller report is one victory, but it is by no means the end of the war. Keep Q, POTUS, and everyone in prayer. People have received their first shock of many yet still to come. Where do you want them to be when the real hard and factual information arrives? With us, or refusing to believe anything on the scale that they are about to witness, or beside us calling out the corruption? For perfect harmony, look no further than a choir. It sings with one voice from the same page, with not separately and in disunity. It's the power of our voices drives the narrative and the changes we need to see happen. Every word gives meaning and shape to what we perceive. If you want to make a difference, do it. But do it with the mindset of unity, love, compassion, and understanding, not that of hate, division, and arrogance. Pray, believe, and love. Pray and believe and love are the best you can do. I don't know how he was trying to say that, but don't underestimate its power to help heal. Don't let the mainstream media get away with the inciting the hatred, deception, and division they worked so hard to achieve. Take them to task, not those they have misled. The mainstream media seemed to suffer a collective shock Friday evening after the Office of Special Counsel Robert Mueller handed in its final report of its Russia investigation to the Department of Justice. Their only defense is to play dumb, shocked, and surprised to avoid collusion claims. Nobody walks away from this. Digital soldiers, you are, whether you know it or not, just like these fine folk. And then they name a bunch of people. Pray, love, and be well, all of you. That was a great thread, and I thank you so much for sending that to me. Okay, so here, let's finish up this thread. And that's it. That's it. There was another piece in here that I wanted to show you. Obama's signature. Where is it? Well, it's buried in all of these tweets. All right, Mindfuhrer, thank you very much for that thread. And thank you very much for the thread from Dad of Twins, which came to me by way of Corey. Cutting wood. Cutting wood. 1 second, guys. All right. So, still, this is what we're up against here. Here's Beto. He refuses to accept no Mueller indictments against Trump. Let's listen to what Beto has to say. All right. Beto is as much a victim as the rest of them on the left.
You have a president who, in my opinion, beyond the shadow of a doubt, sought to, however ham-handedly, collude with the Russian government, a foreign power, to undermine and influence our elections. The sanctity of the ballot box, the ability for each and every single one of us to make informed decisions about those who seek to represent us and hold positions of public trust. It is beyond the shadow of a doubt that once in office, the President of the United States sought to obstruct justice first by firing the principal investigator into what had happened in the 2016 election, and then, in the light of day, tweeting at his Attorney General to stop the Russia investigation. If that is not enough, do not take my word for it. Take conservative columnist George Will's word for it. If you're wondering about collusion, then when you saw the President of the United States standing next to the leader of Russia on that stage in Helsinki, Finland, defending him and taking his word for it against our own intelligence community and our country, in George Will's words, not mine, that is collusion in action. Ultimately, I believe this will be decided at the ballot box in 2020.
Beto, I've got a really, really great antiperspirant that I use. It's Old Spice. It's made from volcanic ash. It soaks everything up, but I'm going to send you a tube. But here's the thing. Beto and all these people, they don't care about evidence. They care about feelings. They know, quote unquote, in quotation marks, they know that President Trump colluded or that he did something wrong. He must have done something wrong. My friend Sharon Barassa left me a super chat. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. She says, going forward, our future is like a white path of snow. Watch your step, for every step shows. These people are angry and confused. They cannot believe the fact that there's no collusion because they keep being told that there was by people like Beto, fake Hispanic Roberto. So I think that tweet, that thread comes, get off the Old Spice. Oh, so here is the title of tonight's show. The media's stages of grief over Mueller report. They're playing out live on TV. You guys, we have over 3,000 people watching. If everyone would be so kind as to leave a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. It would be really nice if everybody that watches the show was willing to give it a thumbs up. If you do give it a thumbs up, that helps YouTube recommend this broadcast to other people. And it's a good show, you guys, if I might say so myself. So when the news dropped that Robert Mueller had submitted his report to Attorney General Bill Barr without any further indictments, liberal pundits had to process their dismay on live television, and the result was a combination of hysteria, disbelief, and denial. Chris Matthews, for instance, famously felt a thrill go up his leg over Barack Obama in 2009, but he seemed to feel a chill going down his spine as he reported that Mueller would not be making any further indictments. The MSNBC host was in rare form Friday night, angrily biting off each word as he demanded to know why was there never an interrogation of this president. Matthews refused to believe that the experts who have been assuring him and his liberal audience for nearly 2 years that Mueller's investigation would result in criminal charges against President Trump could have been wrong the whole time. This is a bitter pill for them to swallow, guys. Matthews long ago determined in his own mind that the president is guilty of obstruction of justice and collusion, and the experts he hosts on his show have reinforced that conclusion so firmly that Matthews seems genuinely unable to understand why Mueller did not file any charges against Donald Trump, asking, how can they let Trump off the hook? The host was particularly incensed that President Trump never had to sit down for the special counsel Mueller and answer his damn questions, wondering, how can that happen? Matthews was obviously experiencing the second stage of grief, which is anger. His MSNBC colleague Rachel Maddow, on the other hand, expressed her anguish somewhat differently. Apparently, she was still stuck in the first stage, which is denial. Our job tonight as a country, sort of, or at least what everybody in the country is going to be doing tonight, is trying to figure out what it means that the report of Special Counsel Robert Mueller has finally been submitted, Maddow said, near the beginning in her show, in between pained facial expressions. One moment. In terms of what that means and what Mueller found, we know only the smallest little bits, she added. This is the start of something, apparently, not the end of something. That assessment is a comical mix of wishful thinking and delusion. The fact that Mueller submitted his report means only one thing, that he's finished with his investigation. Maddow is probably correct that this is the start of something, since Democrats in Congress have made it clear that they plan to subject President Trump to endless investigations in the hopes of uncovering something that Mueller couldn't. But the Mueller probe is over, no matter how cartoonishly Maddow grimaces. In between the Matthews and Maddow meltdowns, a stone-faced Jim Acosta went on CNN to discuss the glee that the president's supporters are feeling now that Mueller has submitted his report and will not pursue any additional indictments. Acosta very evidently didn't share in that glee, sounding as though he was on the verge of gagging when he quoted a Trump campaign advisor saying that this is a great day for America. To wash the taste of MAGA out of his mouth. Acosta immediately pivoted to speculating that Mueller's report might still contain damning information about President Trump. Realizing that such a long-shot hypothetical circumstance probably offered cold comfort to CNN viewers, Acosta also interjected that we still don't know the conclusion of what's happening in the Southern District of New York, then reminded his audience that Democrats in Congress will accuse the administration of a cover-up if so much as a single word is redacted from the Mueller report when it is released to the public. Pardon me. This is despite the fact that Acosta and congressional leaders are well aware that information derived from grand jury testimonies and a host of other sources cannot be disclosed by the Attorney General. The mixture of sputtering outrage, wishful thinking, and excuse-making that pervaded the cable news networks Friday night reveals that even the most liberal partisans know that Mueller's report will be the death knell of the Russia collusion hoax they've been perpetrating since before Mueller was even appointed. They'll sort through their grief eventually through the next stages, but that won't end their public displays of humiliation, evidently. This is by Madison Gessiato. Excellent article. Love it. Absolutely love it. They have so much grieving to do. They have a lot of learning. They need to understand the facts and the truth that the president did nothing, that this is all a joke, a lie perpetrated on the American people, just in the same way that it was perpetrated on the talking heads that align MSNBC and their sister networks. So Carly Bond, who I follow on Twitter, she was suspended by Twitter with a viral tweet of Rachel Maddow crying on the air. So Twitter has suddenly suspended an account that had posted a video of themselves laughing at Rachel Maddow crying on air over the conclusion of Robert Mueller's investigation. Daryl Griffin says, strongly recommending you do in-depth Kim Clement video. It's actually not off topic, Daryl, because we did a little bit on Kim last night, on my program last night, just a short snippet, but I am planning on doing one, so thank you very much for that super chat. The user, Carly Bond, had nearly 15,000 followers when her account was removed. Bond's video had quickly amassed over 84,000 views. Crystal Lewis says, it's a super show. Thanks, Red Pill 78. Thank you very much for that super chat, Crystal. Are you in the UK? Carly said she's crying, losing my expletive. Boo Merkel says, I just sent an email to you regarding naked short selling. This is big. Oh, okay. Yes. I'll look at it after the show. Is Boo Merkel, is that your email address too? Because that'll make it a lot easier to sell, to find. But I'll search for naked short selling. Okay. So Rachel Maddow, that was her about to cry on air. Others users have now reposted this hilarious video, which can be seen here.
On Mueller's behalf to do that Bill Barr stopped Mueller from doing. And that's fascinating, because everybody would like to hear that from Robert Mueller as well as from Bill Barr. But at this point, it's only Bill Barr who is speaking on Mueller's behalf. Robert Mueller is still, at this point, publicly silent, as he has been from the very beginning. Although we'll have more on that in a moment. Here's more from the letter, though.
So yeah, you can tell Rachel's eyes were a little dewy right there. Very, very dewy. Yeah, I'm sure Jesse Waters and okay, Brighton, UK, awesome. So yeah, lots of people retweeted it. The video of Maddow crying and the viewer cracking up was spreading like wildfire on Twitter at the time of her suspension, though it remains unclear how she violated Twitter's rules. I would postulate that she never broke Twitter's rules. Yeah, pretty awful that Twitter would do this, although it's not fully unexpected, because they have a real habit of doing stuff like this. If you have a laugh at a leftist, then you get suspended. But a snowflake can threaten you bodily harm, and then they'll never get suspended. As the Gateway Pundit previously reported, the tears came on Friday evening after it was revealed that there would be no more indictments from Mueller's office, sealed or otherwise. This is the other big part of this, guys. Not a single sealed indictment. Not a single sealed indictment for Robert Mueller and his team. Do you know what that means, guys? That means that all of the sealed indictments are for us. For us. Okay. Excuse me. Rachel Maddow spends the opening segment about Mueller report on the verge of tears. Rachel was fishing in Tennessee. She was fishing in Tennessee, and she heard that the Mueller report was going to be released. So she left her fishing trip, and she ran to the studio, and then she gets there, and then she learns. She learns the truth. She learns that there are not any indictments, that the Mueller report is coming, and that Donald Trump Jr. and the children of Donald Trump will not be indicted. The rest of Donald Trump Jr.'s brother and sisters. So returning unexpectedly from a fishing trip in Tennessee to broadcast in the wake of the news that the newly released Mueller report will not include an indictment of President Donald Trump, Maddow spent the better part of her Friday night opening segment seemingly on the verge of tears. Poor Rachel. And this is the same quote. Finally, it's happened. In terms of what that means and what Mueller found, we know only the smallest little bits. And there she is. Look at that. Later in the segment, the MSNBC host seemed to struggle even more to hold her composure, but she pressed through.
Tenure. Now, the decision about releasing stuff to Congress and releasing stuff to the public, Barr says that will be consistent with the law.
I love how she was trying to form it earlier, saying that Barr stopped Mueller from doing his job. Barr had nothing to do with it. Robert Mueller was never once stopped from doing anything that he wanted to do. He did everything that he wanted to do, and Donald Trump and his administration, no one ever stopped him. Maddow's MSNBC show has long used the Russian collusion narrative to criticize the Trump administration. Last July, the MSNBC host accused Trump of serving the interests of another country, following his meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. For everything that we've been through as a country, she said, for every kind of trial and challenge and intrigue and embarrassment and scandal that we have been through as a nation, we haven't ever had to reckon with the possibility that somebody has ascended to the presidency of the United States to serve the interests of another country rather than our own. Quite the accusation there, Rachel. The thing is that I would say that we actually have had presidents who previously... did someone just call me? I just got a call from Seattle. I don't know who that would be. I don't know anybody in Seattle that has my number, guys. Let's see here. You guys want to see Rachel Maddow crying again? All right, I'll play it one more time. I think we're going to end with Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Okay. Here we go.
To do that Bill Barr stopped Mueller from doing. And that's fascinating. Because everybody would like to hear that from Robert Mueller as well as from Bill Barr. But at this point, it's only Bill Barr who is speaking on Mueller's behalf. Robert Mueller is still, at this point, publicly silent, as he has been from the very beginning. Although we'll have more on that in a moment. Here's more from the letter, though. Quote, the special...
Oh, it is pretty funny to watch Rachel Maddow writhe in agony about the fact that she's not going to see what she wants to see. She's been so wrapped up in her own lie for the last 2 years that now that the truth is here, she can't deal with it. Pain. Bring the pain. Now, this, talking about pain, CNN was forced to admit that the Mueller report vindicates Trump. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, CNN. I never thought I'd say that. CNN pundits are admitting that Mueller's final report vindicates President Trump, undercutting the frenzied coverage the network has given the Russia investigation since its inception. Special counsel Robert Mueller submitted his report on Russian collusion to Attorney General Bill Barr on Friday, finally wrapping up a 22-month investigation into possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Trump derangement syndrome. Yep, they suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. While the contents of the report are not public, Mueller issued no additional indictments with the submission of his report. And I should add, not a single indictment related to President Trump or his team and Russia collusion or even obstruction of justice. So, CNN political analyst Gloria Borger admitted that the president is vindicated by the conclusion of the probe, but did so in a roundabout way, focusing on the political implications for the president's past critiques of the Mueller team. So if as Jeffrey is saying, they get great news, the great news is, first of all, there's no more indictments. But if suddenly the president has to say those angry Democrats who were working with Bob Mueller were actually just part of a Justice Department doing its job after he has criticized the Justice Department, then he's now vindicated. He is vindicated. D.W. Rain, you are not blocked. I can see your comment. Yeah, I don't think you're blocked, hon. We do have slow mode on. I think that's the only thing. It's going to limit the amount of times that you can comment in a 45-second window. All right, guys. Here comes CNN admitting it on air.
The Southern District will continue, and that's significant. But, you know, the Mueller investigation is over.
Right. And don't forget that this is a president who has been tweeting, talking, whatever, about witch hunt
175 times.
Thank you very much, Evan. He's been doing that for the last 2 years, ever since James Comey, almost 2 years to the day, testified before Congress that the FBI had opened an investigation into potential Russian collusion. So if, as Jeffrey is saying, they get great news. The great news is, first of all, there's no more indictments. But if suddenly the president has to say those angry Democrats who were working with Bob Mueller were actually just part of a Justice Department doing its job after he has criticized the Justice Department.
And he's been vindicated by them, essentially.
And then he's now vindicated. Exactly. How do you manage that politically? I mean, we obviously can't jump the gun here. We have to see what comes out from Barr and what's in the report. But if I'm at Mar-a-Lago with the president, as Pamela's been reporting, the lawyers are
feeling good.
That I would be very happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget. I mean, I know we.
Vindicated. Oh, you guys. What is my take on Ruth? I think that she would have come out if she was around. Okay, Boo Merkel sent another super chat. Thank you, Boo. I sent you a bunch of docs regarding how they have destroyed our financial markets, starting with the dot-com bust. I just gave you my rough copy of resume, which is actually my series and registration. Like your Series 6? Is that what you mean? And thank you very much. I will look at that after the show, and I will get back to you. Also, Talking Hands gave just a super chat. Thank you very much, Talking Hands. Looks like you are in a uniform. I want to thank you for your service. Appreciate that. CNN legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin agreed with Borger's assessment that the report is good for Trump and many of his associates and family members. Let's be specific. This is really good news for a lot of people around Donald Trump. I think it was probably very hard for him to say that. 7. Okay, thank you, Boo. Donald Trump Jr., Jared Kushner, Jerome Corsi, the writer who had a draft indictment presented to him by Mueller's office and then decided not to go forward with this. Let's be fair here. There has been a lot of suspicion around certain people, and a lot of negative things have been said in imputation of criminal activity. Mueller has said, I am not proceeding. There is no better news to receive than you are not being indicted by the United States government. Wonderful news. Wonderful news. Steve Perk, what's up, buddy? You guys, what do you think's going to happen to Roger Stone? I mean, was he charged? Does he have anything going on? Let's see here. One sec. Okay. I just got a text message from Ben Shemkis. Ben Shemkis is hopefully going to be on the show next week. I'm just telling him I'm on the air. All right. Oh, now let's listen to Jeffrey Toobin say that it's really good news. Only 2 times in the history of the Trump presidency that he has been praised.
Jared is talking to is probably one of the most significant pieces of information in all of this, because there's been so much speculation from everywhere. A lot of pundits, certainly, people on both sides, the Democrats, Republicans, all speculating. Certainly a lot of people speculating more is coming. Robert Mueller is going to indict this one. He's going to That's not happening, right? It's very clear, and I think that is a very important point. And I think what you said, Wolf, the fact that this is now, there are parts of this investigation, as we've said, Evan talked earlier about curious connections. There are a lot of curious connections. The FBI is going to continue to investigate those curious connections. That's not ending anytime soon. There's a...
No, sorry, you're wrong. The FBI is not going to investigate anything because the whole point was that the special counsel was going to be investigating. Maybe Congress is going to give some BS investigations, but that's it. Mighty Dragon says, look into Raoul Deneve's artwork. Okay, let me... Is this you, Mighty Dragon? Oh, shoot. Hold on, you guys. Hold on, I gotta get this. Copy. Let's see if that worked. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. There we go. Mighty Dragon Inc. Let's take a look at Raoul Deneve's. Okay, you guys, is this going to get me in trouble if I show it? Oh, it's creepy artwork. Creepy artwork. What is going on with this? This looks like some type of drug-induced fever dream. What is he making this with? It looks like shards of glass, maybe? Creepy stuff. Creepy, creepy stuff. I bet that rich people pay a lot of money for this, though. They probably pay tons. It looks like beads. He's making a bedazzled sculpture. And he designs his own clothes, apparently. Weird. Okay, Mighty Dragon, I'm convinced that this is not you. But this guy is a strange duck. Strange duck. All right. Oh, what is this one? The lack of indictments related to Russian collusion is a striking blow for a news network that covered the investigation incessantly and even authored several false reports about it. CNN reporter Maeve Reston admitted last January that Russia is all we talk about at CNN and seemed surprised that average Americans were not as obsessed with the collusion narrative as journalists. Nicole Perkins, thank you very much for that super chat. Let me know if you've got a question, hun, and I will definitely answer it for you. Do you guys realize that a poll was recently done, I believe it was by the AP, asking Americans what they're worried about in the United States? What is the number one issue facing America? The safety and security of Americans. Do you know where the Russia collusion scandal fell on that poll? 1%. 1% of Americans. 1% of Americans thought that it was a big deal, that it was the number one issue. No one cares about Russia. CNN, okay. Yes, no one cares about this, and that they don't understand it at CNN. In February 2018, chief international correspondent Matthew Chance went dumpster diving for collusion evidence in St. Petersburg, Russia. The network, ever desperate to get the biggest scoop on the Russia probe, falsely claimed as far back as June 2016 that President Trump advisor Anthony Scaramucci was under investigation for alleged ties to Russia. You guys, if you guys have the chat open, like the live chat, you have to close the live chat real quick, and then you have to hit like. Because the like will show once the chat goes back down, and then you can enter back into the live chat. So yes, if you do that, then you can hit the like button. We have 3,350 people in the chat room right now. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. You're listening to Red Pill 78. So in December 2017, CNN inaccurately said that Donald Trump Jr. had special access to Democratic documents stolen by WL. That's a fake report. Joy Reid's already claiming cover-up, okay? Joy Reid she's never going to be able to sit with this. MSNBC host Joy Reid said the Mueller investigation conclusion feels like the seeds of a cover-up, another conspiracy, during a Saturday panel discussion on AM Joy. I have a friend who may or may not be watching this broadcast tonight. She's a big fan of Joy Reid, so she's going to like this if she sees it.
prosecute Trump or his children without releasing any of the information about what they actually did. Why wouldn't he do that? What Trump administration official has conducted themselves honorably throughout this entire process? None of them.
Yeah.
Why would Barr be any different?
And that's the challenge, Malcolm, because unlike the independent counsel, which that statute was allowed to expire after Bill Clinton, which can be a runaway thing of its own, but at least that's controlled by Congress, right? In this, which it'll leak. If it got to Congress, it comes out that day, right? But the fact that this investigation takes place within the Justice Department, which Donald Trump essentially controls, and that he got rid of the problem, Jeff Sessions, who the one decent thing that he did was just recuse himself. This guy is not recused. It feels like the seeds of a cover-up are here.
Well, I mean, theoretically, it could happen, right? These are humans. They're all fallible. Maybe he does feel some sort of loyalty to him. But, Bill Barr is one guy. There are secretaries. There are people who have to handle these documents. There are the FBI agents who did this themselves. I don't think that there's room for a cover-up. Because why cover up the greatest scandal in the history of the United States with the greatest scandal in the history of the United States? An attorney general trying to engineer that. I don't believe that's going to happen, because if they do, then you can just see copies of this thing falling out by the pallet load in front of the Washington Post.
So this could be the Pentagon page.
So Malcolm Nance finally says something sensible on Joy Reid's program. You guys, first of all, Zach just said, brother out of ICU hospital from hit and run last week in Philly. Thank you, and continue to send prayers. Long road to recovery from TBI. Zach, I've gotten a TBI myself before. You can recover. It may take some time, brother, but we will all be praying for you. Everyone, please hold Zach in your prayers. Reid was responding to a panelist who contended that no Trump administration officials have conducted themselves honorably through this entire process, and that Attorney General William Barr would be no different. That's the challenge, Reid responded before taking issue with the Mueller investigation taking place outside of Congress. Okay, so all they wanted was a special counsel. They got a special counsel. Now that the special counsel found nothing, she's upset that it wasn't taking place in Congress. Joy Reid. The fact that this investigation takes place within the Justice Department, which Donald Trump essentially controls, and that he got rid of the problem, Jeff Sessions, who was the one decent thing that he did was just recuse himself. This guy is not recused. It feels like the seeds of a cover-up. And Malcolm Nance, to the rescue, finally says something sensible after years of talking out of the wrong side of his mouth. Our patriot, Malcolm Nance, on AM Joy, says the Mueller report, which investigates the worst political scandal, cannot be covered up with another one. Lisa Hagen says, sent a 1-second vid to your email with the "It's happening, sweetheart" thought you might like to play it. How is Brass's son that was shot recovering? Yes, he is recovering, definitely. Gigi, if you're in the chat and you'd like to go ahead and give us an update on Top Brass's son, we would all love to hear it. Let's take a look at this video that I just received. Let's see what happens here. Lisa, here we go.
Oh, it's
happening. Oh, shoot. How do I share it? Share. I got more. Boo Merkel says, I sent you my phone number. Call me on a protected line. Whatever. Gotcha, Boo. I'll get back to you, buddy. Appreciate the super chat again.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
It's happening, sweetheart. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, Joy Reid. Joy Reid is never going to recover. Hopefully, everybody on the left is going to realize how badly they were laughed at. How badly they were lied to. And then they'll stop watching this drivel. Oh, Mika Brzezinski. What do you guys think Mika Brzezinski had to say? She is stunned as she reads off teleprompter. No more indictments by Mueller. MSNBC's Morning Joe co-host Mika Brzezinski was caught off guard Friday morning as she read the latest news on the Mueller investigation off the teleprompter. Brzezinski could not control her shocked reaction as she read an ABC report that no more indictments are coming from the special counsel. Brzezinski's eyes narrowed and blinked as a stunned look crossed her face. while her voice strained in pitch as she questioned what she was reading. Later on Friday, after the Mueller report was released with no new indictments, Brzezinski posted a mood Instagram photo at the end. Look at her face. Reported that no more indictments? No more indictments? What? Meanwhile, ABC News, citing sources familiar with the investigation, reporting that no more indictments are coming from the special counsel. Grabian posted a fuller clip and transcript, which can be accessed via this tweet.
Event. Meanwhile, ABC News, citing sources familiar with the investigation, reporting that no more indictments are coming from the special counsel. The report also highlights a letter from Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein suggesting because the president has not been charged, he's unlikely to be condemned in Mueller's report. In a June 2018 letter to the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Rosenstein
no more indictments? A disappointed Brzezinski posted an Instagram photo of a sad-eyed dog looking askance, captioned "Mood," after the Mueller report was released to Attorney General William Barr. Brzezinski posted a link on Twitter at 5:40 p.m. to the Instagram post with a message, "That's all." Oh, Mika. Oh, Mika with the facelift. Oh, good Lord. Okay, Andrew Smetana, thank you very much for the super chat, buddy. And Tanette Booth, your snarky laugh. Love your snarky laugh. Thank you so much. No, you guys, the dogs are sleeping tonight. They're downstairs on the couch. I gave them rawhides earlier today, and oh, God. Yes, you get a tissue. You get a tissue. You get a tissue. Oh, the dogs are not clooning tonight. Zach, I'm glad you're okay, buddy. That sucks. I hope that they got the people who did a hit and run on you. That's not okay. And you guys, let's see. Oh, Gigi says, Top Brass's son, doing great. He's back to work. Thank God for Kevlar, and thank you for all your prayers. P.S. Top Brass is going in for minor surgery, so we need to pray for Top Brass. Floricio says, love the Q song. Thank you, Luke, for that Q song. How about, I can't wait to have Jason Was a Gentile on the show next week because he had great songs too. I love the fact that we have so many talented people in this movement, all right? It's not just diggers, all right? It's also people that like to produce things because we need to have things that make us happy. Andrew Smetana says, hey, Red Pill, I sent you a video of the storm around D.C. yesterday afternoon. You were talking about it on last night's Twitter. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the storm around D.C. from Andrew. Andrew. Building, no. Let's see. I don't think I got it, Andrew. Did you send it to me on Twitter? Andrew, do you... let's see. Andrew, I didn't get the video, buddy. Perhaps you could send it again. Actually, Twitter is acting messed up with me right now. I need to delete it. Need to open it up again. Let's get in here. All right. Andrew, I did not get the video, buddy. I don't know where it's at. Did you send it to my email? Did you send it to my Twitter? I don't see it, bud. All right. So here is a perspective from another liberal journalist, Glenn Greenwald. Now, I'm showing this to contrast someone who may be on the other side of the aisle, but he's actually has a keen mind. The Mueller investigation is complete, and this is a simple fact that will never go away. Not one single American was charged, indicted, or convicted for conspiring with Russia to influence the 2016 election. Not even a low-level volunteer. The number is 0. Compare what cable hosts, let's leave them unnamed, and Democratic operatives spent 2 years claiming this would lead to. The imprisonment of Don Jr., Jared, even Trump on conspiracy with Russia charges, to what is actually produced. A huge media reckoning is owed. New Guardian says, Chi-Chi Muffin, possible collusion. Cheech Muffin, possible collusion. Slipsters, you're saying that I have no audio? I have audio. What are you talking about? You guys can hear me, right? All right, I'm just going to assume that everyone can hear me. If you can't hear me, then you have to refresh. Yes, where is Matt Whitaker? Matt Whitaker must be doing something good because he's a smart guy, and I can't believe that Trump wouldn't use him in a good spot. Let's see. Here it is. That is that's the Trump-Russia collusion narrative. Don't even try to pretend the point of the Mueller investigation from the start wasn't to obtain prosecutions of Americans guilty of conspiring with Russia to influence the outcome of the election or that Putin controlled Trump through blackmail. Nobody will believe your denials. Emergency podcasts are needed. Liberals are freaking out. Look at that. Join Gaslit Nation on Patreon. Are we now ready to rid ourselves of the thrilling espionage fantasy that Trump is controlled by Putin and the Kremlin is using blackmail? There's no way Robert Mueller would have gone 18 months without telling anyone about this if it was true. How could that be justified? Kitty, hearts to you, Kitty. Thank you. Love you too. Perhaps we can now focus on the actually consequential actions the Trump administration is taking and finally move past the deranged conspiracy theories that have drowned U.S. discourse for 2+ years. A side benefit will not be ratcheting up tension between two nuclear-armed powers. Giving up these exciting conspiracy theories about international blackmail and convening panels to decipher all the genius hidden maneuvers of Mueller will be bad for cable ratings, book sales, and the Patreon accounts of online charlatans. But it'll be very healthy in all other ways. CNN's Justice Department reporter right here. Special Counsel Mueller is not recommending any further indictments, I am told. The desperate attempts to salvage something from this debacle by the Mueller dead-enders are just sad. Oh, Annie says my channel may be being censored. Well, I believe that it probably is because I'm told all the time. Trump Jr. testified for hours and hours before Congress, including about the Trump Tower meeting. If he lied there, or to Mueller, why didn't Mueller indict him for perjury, lying to Congress, or obstruction? Same questions for Kushner. Stop embarrassing yourselves. If Mueller found evidence that Putin controls Trump and forces him to act against U.S. interests in favor of Russia, not just with the PP tape, but the financial blackmail, what could possibly justify keeping that a secret through the end of the investigation? It's ludicrous. U.S. discourse has been drowned for 2+ years with conspiratorial, unhinged, but highly inflammatory and unhinged idiocy. Playing games with two nuclear-armed powers because of anger over the 2016 election. It's time to stop. Mueller ended his work. We see the public indictments. And to be clear, I've urged a full investigation into these Trump-Russia claims from the start, from before Mueller was appointed, and with full disclosure. I still favor that, precisely to end the reckless speculation to which we've been endlessly subjected. So many in the media devoted endless airtime in print and pixels misleading people to believe Mueller was becoming to arrest and prosecute Trump Jr., Kushner, and so many others for conspiring with Russia over the election and obstruction. None of that happened. You can't pretend it away. Can we get it any clearer than this? A senior Justice Department official says that Mr. Mueller recommended no new indictments. John Hanley says, GoFundMe emergency delivery of Kleenex for Rachel Maddow. Oh, that's great. One more from the New York Times report on the close of the Mueller investigation. No public evidence emerged that the president or his aides illegally assisted it. If you cannot convince a liberal based upon the facts that you present, then present them with their own facts. The New York Times, okay? They believe the New York Times. Trump is demanding full disclosure of the Mueller report for reasons that are pretty obvious. Let it be seen. The president also said that the report should be made public because of tens of millions of Americans would want to know what it contains. Let people see it. Who sings the MAGA song? That was Luke Slytalker from earlier. You can't blame MSNBC viewers for being confused. They largely kept dissenters from the Trump-Russia spy tale off the air for 2 years. As publicly as 2 weeks ago, they had John Brennan strongly suggesting Mueller would indict Trump family members on collusion as his last act. Do you guys remember this?
For example, this week on Friday, not knowing anything about it, but Friday is the day that the grand jury indictments come down. And also this Friday is better than next Friday because next Friday is the 15th of March, which is the Ides of March. And I don't think Robert Mueller will want to have that dramatic flair of the Ides of March when he is going to be delivering what I think are going to be his indictments, the final indictments, as well as the report that he gives to the Attorney General.
What makes you believe that he has more indictments?
Because he hasn't addressed the issues related to criminal conspiracy as well as any individuals.
Criminal conspiracy involving the Russian influence?
Russians, yes, yeah. I think it was very,
and
in
that's
terms of
an area,
American person, U.S. persons.
That's an area you know something about. That investigation was developing while you were still on the job.
Well, it was in terms of looking at what was going on with the Russians and whether or not U.S. persons were actively collaborating, colluding, cooperating, and involved in a conspiracy with them or not. But also if there's going to be any member of the Trump family. Did you see enough
at that stage to believe that there would now that would result in indictments once investigated?
I thought at the time that there was going to be individuals who were going to have issues with the Department of Justice. Yes, and I think we've already seen a number of individuals who have been indicted, either have pled guilty or have been convicted now. So again, I don't have any inside knowledge. I'm not talking with anybody in the special. Yes.
Thank you for your patience, guys. I had to get some water. That's why I played that John Brennan clip. Someone told me to slow down because I'm making mistakes. It's not because I'm reading quickly. It's because I'm also trying to keep up with the comments that are going by and at the same time that I'm reading. How, if you're an MSNBC viewer or consumer of similar online content, can you not be angry and disoriented having been fed utter BS like this for 2 straight years with basically no dissent allowed? Just listen to what they were telling you and believe how false it was. Floriccio says, evil is here and it's real. We have to stop and love and respect each other and stick together. We can't leave it all up to our president to fight this evil alone. MAGA. Thank you very much for the super chat, Flor, and thank you very much for those wide words. That's correct. Yeah, follow the water straight to my lips. Oh gosh. It turns out that if you hire ex-Clowns in America directors to be news analysts, they'll abuse our airwaves to disseminate self-serving disinformation. What MSNBC executives would be saying right now if they were honest and self-reflecting, and therefore they aren't saying it. Things like the above video from Brennan 2 weeks ago predicting a slew of Mueller indictments of Trump family members, and tweets like this one from the supremely unhinged Malcolm Nance are what MSNBC viewers have been fed for 2 years straight. Their after effects will long endure. Today confirms my estimate that by the end of March, Mueller may take cataclysmic acts in Trump-Russia investigation. By then, we'll see if Kushner or Trump Jr. are indicted or turn on Trump. Obstruction of justice is just round 1. All right, guys, let's take a look. I keep getting messages that there are new drops. So I'm not going to put them on screen because I was trying not to get demonetized. So this is the drop 3167 from earlier. This is in regards to the Fox News host reading from QAnon 76. The simple fact that this made the news, multiple articles, should tell you all you need to know. Number 2, regarding Attacked. Post-tracking sites now censoring and adjusting visitor counts. The QMap.pub They are in the middle of adjusting the way their visitor count works. And you'll hear about that on the show tomorrow. Okay, hold on. I have to adjust this. Dave Levang, my screen is not blurry. It is broadcasting in 4K, in 4K, 160 frames per second. It's YouTube and your settings for the default resolution. And you'll need to figure that one out, buddy. You just need to hit the setting, like that little like setting gear thing, and then you can fix it and you can put it on 1080 because that's what I broadcast in. Now, in regards to all of the media, our favorite Anon says their only defense is to play dumb. We read that one already. And then post 3169, you are witnessing the collapse of the largest pre-planned and coordinated propaganda event in modern day history. Projection 101. My buddy Guy says, my advice for Brennan, get saved and start a prison ministry. Thank you for the super chat, and that's a great thing. You guys, Guy is going to be on John B. Wells' program on Monday. Actually, let me pull this up so that I can look at it exactly. We have to go back through all of our information here. caravantomidnight.com with host John B. Wells. I would love to hear that. I cannot wait to hear my buddy on John B. Wells' program at Caravan to Midnight. Let's see. Okay, so yes, you guys, if the screen is blurry, then I'm going to do this with you, okay? Have my show on in front of you, all right? Now, there is 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner of your YouTube on your phone. And then there's something that says quality. When you tap those 3 dots, you can change it to 1080, and you will see it in clear, beautiful 1080, which is what it's intended to be in. Does everyone understand what I just said? When you're looking at the screen on your phone, YouTube, there's 3 vertical dots in the upper right-hand corner. Click those 3 dots, and then where it says quality, tap quality, and then you can change it to 1080. YouTube will automatically downgrade the video, but you need to do that. Let's see. Okay. Moving on from Glenn Greenwald. Lara Logan's response to the Mueller report is an indictment of American media. Want me to take over the RP78 tech? Yeah, please, Hog, help me out, buddy. Everyone, here, tell you what. Hog, I'm going to make you a moderator, and then you can give people tech tips, okay? You guys ask Hog if you have problems with your stream, you have any questions. Hang on, we've only got 9 more minutes left, so I'm going to see, what do I want to read here? Here we go. This is actually a long article. We're going to read this. Make no mistake, the Mueller investigation was a coup against President Trump, and its perpetrators should be treated as such. We reported in April 2018 that Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein was required. But you know what? I'm not going to read this because I think the Gateway Pundit's getting it wrong. Here we go. This is a good one to end on. Lock her up. With Trump in attendance, crowd at Mar-a-Lago fundraiser cheers Lindsey Graham call to investigate Hillary Clinton over the dossier. Hours after Mueller report was released, with no new indictments, President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania attended a GOP Lincoln Day dinner fundraiser held at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida. Senator Lindsey Graham headlined the dinner. Former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi was the MC. Press was barred from the event, but a few bits leaked out. CNN's Kevin Liptak reported a lock her up chant broke out at Mar-a-Lago tonight during Senator Graham's speech as he called for an investigation into Clinton and the origins of the dossier. Trump watched on from a table in the ballroom. Video of the president and first lady addressing the crowd was posted by Politico reporter Mark Caputo. Caputo did not mention the Mueller report released earlier Friday to Attorney General William Barr. Let's take a look at this video.
He's a popular guy. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody. So many friends. I want to thank the legendary Pam Bondi. Thank you. Thanks, Pam. I appreciate it. And Lindsay, just so you understand, I heard about Lindsay was speaking. So I said, if Lindsay's speaking, I want to come down and hear him speak. For two reasons. Number one, he's a great speaker. And number two, I know if I'm here, he's not going to say anything bad about me, right? And our first lady, who is more popular than I am, enjoy yourselves. I'll put a lot of pressure on Lindsay. Wait, you see how great he is? He'll get up and say, I'm nervous for the first time in my life, Lindsay. Nah, he's a terrific guy. He's been my real friend. And I really look forward to hearing your words, Lindsay. So, and thank you for having done a great job. Thank you very much.
Wow, what a crowd. Thank you so much for your support, and we're looking forward to hearing from Senator Graham. Thank you.
All right, you guys, let's take a look at the rest of these posts right before we end the show. My mother is not going to be calling... Oh, hold on, I'm going to cough. My mother is not going to be calling in tonight. She wants me to help her practice. David S. left a super chat. Thank you very much, David S. So the post about Theresa May says, Mayday, 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 democracy matters, the will of the people, united, not divided, where we go one, we go all. And there is a great meme. We'll go ahead and put it up on the screen here. Our favorite Anon mentions that it's spelled wrong. Democrats haven't been this mad at Republicans since we freed their slaves. Floriccio says, love you and your work. May this country wake up and feel the gratitude that I feel as a legal immigrant to be in this free capitalist country. Love my hardworking president. Thank you so much for the super chat, Flor. And thank you for your donation. Thank you for saying that. God bless you. And I'm so glad that you were able to come to our country legally and become part of our great nation. Let's see. So someone had sent... Oh, I said the calm before the storm earlier. Why are the Democrats attempting to rewrite history? What don't they want you to know? You can run, but you can't hide, our favorite Anon says. Let's go ahead and refresh. And that is actually the last post of the night, 3175. All right, you guys, I think we're going to go out listening to Luke Slytalker. Let me get his songs pulled up. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to select the song that we listen to. Oh, Muffin just showed up, you guys. Hi, Muffin. She's got a little, she's got like a stool that she sits on next to me. All right, so let's see. Let's listen to Stable Genius. How's that, guys? Do you want to listen to Stable Genius? Let me download that.
I'm a stable genius, playing 5D chess. I got every move planned out ahead of time. In effect, heaven sent, dropping on the chance, take the chains off of your mind. Stable genius, playing 5D chess. I got every move mapped out in my mind. You wanna rest? Take a breath. Trust the plan's gonna take a little time. Yo, you sent me, the chance you got it isn't any artist on me on the charge. Yeah, my infantry be ready. Crumbs are getting heavy. D5 crashing through the levee, your funds are cut off. Better be pitching every penny, so check it. Who will ask the question? question. The MSM is stressing and they won't confirm the message. Cause you and I is spreading. Check out what is trending. Cause where we go, all in that is where I'm headed. We're the digital soldiers on the net. We represent the mainstream's biggest threat. Bring the deep state to the dead. Drop 150, we hear it every single time you take a breath. Bread baked, yeah, fresh on the go. And I'm checking on the post for a message or a note. I ain't trying to get up all like busy in your eye. I'll just wait until the drop and go beast mode on the decode. Watch, I think I figured out the plot. Got my popcorn popped, waiting on the second act for the angle and the shot. The camera never stops till the tribunals are televised and I can watch. Oh, where we go, all don't stop. Heavy drop, archive, screenshot. Oh, where we go, one another, brothers at a time. Believe it in the cause, cause each other's all we really got. Stable genius, like a 5D chess. I got every move planned out ahead of time. What the heck? I didn't elect a pedophile to be a representative of mine. Stable genius, like a 5D chess. Yeah, the training tie swamp, it's gonna take a little time. You wanna rest? In effect, you better start passing out these red pills of mine. Country did for you. Figure out how to get involved. Register to vote. Start a fucking blog. In a minute, dog, I'ma go and clear the smog. Be the change you wanna see, not the one you said is wrong.
Oh my god, you guys, I totally forgot that the mic was off. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. God's guy said, love you, bro. Keep up the great work. We are the news. God bless you and yours. I am here. I hope you guys are still here with me. Sorry about the mic drop there. I want to say bless you. Bless everyone who gave me a donation. Bless Muffin. Thank you for Muffin for showing up at the very end. Luke would like everyone to get in touch with him so that he can help, so that they can help him complete this music. If we have any talented MAGA musicians out in the audience, then please make sure you get a hold of Luke. Make sure that you guys show up tomorrow for my special 1-hour interview with Resignation Anon. Resignation Anon is the Anon who is keeping up the list of notable resignations. He has a website. He has a list of all the resignations. He has it broken down into a lot of different fascinating ways. So, as always, this has been Red Pill 78, the corruption detector, and this is Red Pill News, you guys. Well, DR, you're not blocked, hon. You're not blocked, DW Rain. You're here. All right. As always, I am Red Pill 78, the corruption detector, and this has been your Red Pill News. Good luck, everyone, and God bless. We'll see you tomorrow night for Resignation Anon. Love you guys. Muffin, watch out, honey. Okay, bye.